Hey there, this is Christina Marassi coming live from Hawaii. And I wanted to do a Facebook Live because if you've been following along, I have been birthing my next live event through the feminine. And it has been a wild ride, to say the least. So I wanted to just show up today and share some of that. I didn't kind of like have everything completely figured out. I can see my mic is hanging out here. It's this wild ride of just, you know what? You just need to show up at the end of the day. So I'm curious who's going to come in and join me around this conversation about really bringing the feminine into business. So please come here, be with me. Give me some thumbs up and some likes and some hearts if you feel like it. So here's the deal. I'm in Hawaii and it's gorgeous. Look around me, isn't this stunning? It has been the perfect place to be as I am getting into my feminine power and bringing it into business. Thanks for the like. And it's been a wild ride. So I've been on this journey for a few years now, bringing feminine power into business. And I'm taking it to the next degree. And I don't have this all figured out, and so I'm kind of like in this crazy spot, and so I just wanted to like kind of keep starting this conversation because this live event is coming up in May, May 1st through 3rd in Berkeley, California. It's a 3-day live event for women entrepreneurs who are really on the forefront of bringing feminine power into business. And I keep saying, I'm like, you know what? I don't have this all figured out. I will be straight up front with you. But at the same time, I'm going to keep creating spaces where we get to come together to figure this out. So I see Luann. I saw Andy. Thanks for being here, you guys. Welcome. Welcome to my Hawaiian paradise. Isn't it gorgeous? Just want to take it in and take some deep breaths. So back to this live event, I've been saying that, you know, a lot of us have been talking about bringing feminine power into business, but what does that even mean, really? Like, it sounds nice, but very often it doesn't even look all that different. My friend Alex just joined. This is her gorgeous pad on the Big Island in Hawaii. So hi, Alex. Thanks for being here, and thank you for inviting me to be in your paradise. It's a delight. So back to the feminine in business, what I found is this is a whole new operating system of how to run your business from the feminine. And it's tricky because we've all grown up in this patriarchal society with this conditioning based on masculine values, and it's the lens that we all look through. And we don't even realize it most of the time. It's like trying to describe water to a fish, right? We are just like swimming in the patriarchal soup constantly. And so here we are trying to bring the feminine into business, but very often what I see is people still looking through the masculine lens. Susan says, this is hot. Hi, Susan. Great to have you. Susan and I are in a mastermind all about pussifying business, which is super fun. So there's lots of us, I feel, that are working this right now. Like, and Susan's smiling while she's watching. Thanks, honey. So raise your hand, chime in if you're on the same journey about bringing feminine power into business, and potentially you're getting worked around it too. It is not a straight path. It is not for the faint of heart. It is a heroic act to, number one, step into your feminine power, but number two, bring that into business. Like a very traditionally patriarchal environment, to then bring feminine power into that is like no joke. Seriously. So anyway, I've been saying that for those of us to really figure out how do we unplug from that masculine lens of the patriarchy and sort of let that operating system go and instead learn how to operate from the feminine-powered operating system. It's different. It looks completely different. And one of my mentors, Regina Thomasauer, says, and I love this, is that you cannot change the patriarchy with the rules of the patriarchy. And it's brilliant. And I think so many of us are trying to bring the feminine into business, but we're still swimming in the soup like the fish in the water of the patriarchal operating system. And really, something needs to change. We need to decide that we're done with that. And I think we need to gather as a sisterhood too. So I've been saying, there's no way any one person, any one woman has this figured out about how to bring the feminine into business. I don't. But I think many of us are working it in our own way, and so I really want to create a space where we come together. And I keep saying, I'm like, we need to open source this shit. Like, I don't have it figured out, maybe you don't have it all figured out, but you've learned things, and I've learned things, and let's bring these things together and sort of land this new operating system. So I love that. Hi, Erin. Great to have you. George Corrigan from high school. Oh, my goodness. Welcome. Oh, this is fun. See, now I've been coming up against a lot of resistance to do a Facebook Live, and here's why. So here I am learning how to bring the feminine into business, and one of the most important pieces, for me anyways, you may do this differently, but for me it's listening to my body's wisdom and tuning in. And I will tune into my genitals to do that. Now, we all have different names for our genitals that feel comfortable for us. Some people prefer vagina, some people prefer yoni. I personally use pussy. And so I've been tuning into pussy of like, okay, what does she want to do? If I'm birthing this Pleasure CEO live retreat happening soon at the beginning of May through the feminine and through pussy, then I can't push and I can't force and I can't do it from the patriarchy. Like, I need to find a new way. And it also is this whole thing too about like, we're so outward oriented around outside information and what other people are telling us, but instead we need to be tuning inside to be referenced and in our sovereign state. And Brett Gregory's here too. Oh my God, hi love. Great to have you all. So if anyone wants to give any thumbs up or some hearts, that would be awesome. So this is not that easy. We are so conditioned to be looking outward to know if we're okay, if we're doing the right thing, what to do next. And instead, we need to like sort of break free from conditioning, create a pattern interrupt, and start to go inward to be like, wait, what does my power say? Who am I on the inside? What are my desires? And so this is part of this feminine power. So back to my resistance for doing Facebook Lives. I was tuning into pussy and she was like, we're not doing a Facebook Live. Like, I want you quiet, I want you inward, and I want you sourcing. And I was like, okay, but I'm creating a live event, so I need to do a little marketing, like, can you help me out here? And so it's been this interesting journey. So here's where the crazy comes in, because I've been in this place of, okay, I'm birthing this live event through the feminine. Okay, I need to listen to my body. Okay, the body says stop, do nothing, go, but I need to market and I need to put some, but no, but I need to stop and I need to tune in, get into your body, get into your turn on, do all these things. And I'm like, put the marketing, put the copy, put the Facebook Lives. And then like having all this, I had this whole list of content to share with everyone. And Pussy kept saying, no, we want you to slow down and go inside and almost like let things come to you. And I was like, that all sounds well and good, but come on, I still am unwinding the patriarchal conditioning of like, I gotta get things done, I gotta push, I gotta hustle, I gotta like make things happen. But those are all masculine values, right? And nothing wrong with the masculine, by the way. Absolutely not. The only problem is that it's very out of balance in our world, and we're swimming in this patriarchal soup of this is how it's done. And we're women. We're built differently. We need to do things in a different way. Susan says, it's going to be an awesome event. She's planning on being there. And it's her birthday. So, Susan, actually, I've heard of at least 2 other women whose birthdays will be during that time at the event, May 1st through May 3rd in Berkeley as well. So it's going to be this juicy sisterhood of women who are celebrating birthdays literally as we're all birthing ourselves and as we're all birthing this new way to do business from the feminine. So back to my crazy. I have been certifiable. Seriously. Like with this, okay, I'm in the feminine. Okay, no, I need to do, but no, I need to unwind that. But no, I'm in the feminine and I'm relaxing and I'm in my and I'm in my turn on. But no, I need to do. And so I've been going back and forth and back and forth with the problem. So this is not an elegant process. I'm getting dismantled profoundly, like releasing the masculine values of the patriarchal operating system so that I can kind of kickstart the feminine-powered operating system and looking how to do business in a whole different way and looking through a different lens. So there's so much more to share around this, but I'm curious, is anyone else like going through the same process where like you're trying to bring the feminine into business and it makes you a little crazy because it goes against the cultural norm of what we've sort of created here? And Carla Chase, and I saw Kathy Chase earlier. My cousins are here from Massachusetts. Oh, this is hilarious. See, now I was having resistance about doing a Facebook Live, and finally I just got over it. Oh, and by the way, guess how I got over it? It was Sisterhood. I was talking to a friend, Perry Chase, yesterday, this powerhouse who's also coming to the event. She works with executives and is total powerhouse, has created 7-figure business before, and just awesome. And she called me on it, and she's like, why aren't you doing Facebook Lives? You love video, you're good at it. Like, you just need to show up and feed the field of what you're creating. And I'm like, okay, I get that, but I can't really quite figure out. And I'm like, I've got all this content written out and all these ideas, but then I need to like come up with like the pithy sort of 3 ways to blah, 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 which of course is so masculine anyways. I wasn't going to do that per se, but I wanted to feel a little grounded, to share something specific. And my Facebook Lives are always long. I wanted them to be short. I see Stephanie says, totally, I manifest the most in my feminine, but my logical mind says, no, you must do more. Totally. Isn't that a... So you understand the crazy. I've been reading this great book called The Shadow King, and it's all about our inner patriarch. And that's been fascinating for me to really see what's the internalized voice inside my own head pushing me to do more and work harder and be in my masculine instead of surrendering to the feminine. It's a whole different process. Susan says, you're inspiring me. Aw, thank you, honey. I'd love to see you do a Facebook Live. So, to finish the story, definitely an ADD process doing these Facebook Lives. To finish the story of what got me to actually sit down and do it today is my friend Perry called me on it, and she said, just show up. You don't have to have it figured out. That's the masculine anyways. Just show up, turn on the camera, like feed the field, talk about the crazy that you're going through, and that's enough. And in that moment, my whole body like opened up, and I softened, and it all of a sudden became this yes. This is the beauty of sisterhood. We really cannot do this alone. Like, I know those things to a certain degree, but I couldn't get myself there. I needed a sister's reflection to get me there, to get on this Facebook Live, to be with people that I love. So many of you around the world, Massachusetts, New York, all over the place, in Hawaii too. And I'm so glad I did, because now we get to be connected and we get to feed the feminine field around this conversation. So there's more to this. I'm going to see if I can challenge myself to do more of these this week. I'm here in Hawaii until 1 more week. I've been here for 3 weeks, and it's been amazing because Hawaii, thanks for the thumbs up. Hawaii is so uber feminine, like just the lusciousness and the water and the warmth and the, like, it's just so delightfully feminine. And so it's been the perfect place to hold me as I am looking to unravel this patriarchal operating system and instead surrender into the feminine. Stephanie says, where in Hawaii? I'll be in Maui in 2 weeks. That's awesome. I'm on the Big Island in Kona. So yeah, Hawaii is good for all of us right now, I think. But she does work you, definitely. I mean, hilarious. I was trying to get ready this morning to do the Facebook Live, and I was coming up against I couldn't find the thing to hold my phone, and then I couldn't find something else, and then I had it all set up in great light and my location, and literally as I was about to press go live, the pool man showed up, which was going to be like right in my background. Like, oh, the comedy and the crazy. So I paused. I figured, how is this for my highest good? I went to eat something. I waited 15 minutes for the pool man to finish, and then here we are. Which again is another place of the feminine, right? The feminine is always constantly changing direction and moving, and she's never the static sort of being, right? And the masculine, like, I have a plan and I need to stick with it, and it needs to, and you try and push through. The feminine's like, oh, pool man, okay, great, we're gonna pause. We're gonna let's go nourish myself. I was sort of hungry. Maybe I should eat first before my Facebook Live so that I can kind of be more present. So here I am, in the crazy, following the feminine, birthing this live event. I'd love to invite if there's any women entrepreneurs here, and I know there's some of you, and I know many of you are on this path for yourselves around bringing feminine power into business. And I feel like, as I said earlier, we need to open source this. Like, we need to gather as a sisterhood. I'm looking at this retreat almost like it's a convention of women, like having this knowing of bringing more feminine into business and like landing this whole new operating system. Because we can't do it one by one. We need to kind of do it en masse. And so this retreat is my offering towards that process. It'll be 3 days where we're going to be filling up on movement and sisterhood and sensuality, coupled with looking at how can we revolutionize our business in the name of feminine power. You know, really, Susan says, so scary. I know, but it's the good stuff, right? Come on. If all of you are running your own business, you're good at pushing your edges. Like, you are taking risks constantly. So here's another one. I'm inviting you to come push your edges and take some risks. And I promise I'd love to create safe and sacred spaces. Lauren Dovey just joined. Hi, sister. Welcome to my Hawaiian paradise. George says, love the confidence, Christina. You're doing great. Enjoy your time in Hawaii and good luck with your event. Awesome. George is a friend, and actually we dated a little bit in high school as well. So that's fun to have you here. Thanks, George. I appreciate it. George is an amazing salesman. So if he's saying I've got the confidence and I'm doing well, then that sounds good. So back to the event. It'll be 3 days. Like if you're in this place of working, and not kind of making a place for pleasure in your life, then you need a pattern interrupt, my friend. Like, let's sort of use this as a giant ritual act to be like, patriarchy, talk to the hands. Like, I'm instead going to make the feminine a priority. And so it's time. Like, it's time. So I'm sending out the call. I know it's not always easy to put time in your calendar for pleasure, to figure out how to get to Berkeley for May 1st, for May 3rd, for the Pleasure CEO Live Retreat. I get it. And I've been pushing myself. See, this is a good place to push, actually. It's like pushing yourself to put pleasure into your calendar and like to make that a priority. And there is a place for pushing, obviously. We've talked about, lots of times it comes up in the birth analogy that, sure, the feminine is about surrendering and softening, but at the same time, there is a place when it's time to push and to have a little bit of effort in there in order to birth, right? So we'll be doing lots of birthing at this event. So there'll be lots of movement, lots of sisterhood, and then also looking at how do we translate this into our businesses? How do we create a pleasure makeover for our business? How do we change our schedules? How do we change how we approach business? How do we kind of rotor-rooter it from the inside out so that we can create a wild love affair with our business? Doesn't that sound good? I mean, why else would we do it if we're not having this wild love affair? Like, the feminine is just like so into like the sensuality and the turn on, and that's what makes her powerful. So let's find more of that, and let's look for ways to power our businesses through pleasure. Are you game? So the link is not even here yet because I'm not very organized, but the link for the event is pleasureceolive.com. I'll make sure to put it in after. So see if you feel called. Today's actually the last day for early bird tickets. They'll be going up in price tomorrow, so if you're seeing this and you want to come, please, 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 I'd love to have you. There's some amazing women. Stephanie says, game, yes! All right, pleasureceolive.com, Stephanie, and you're local too, so that makes it nice and easy for you in Berkeley. Well, not local to Hawaii, but you will be in 2 weeks. So anyway, I'm sending everyone lots of love. Margaret Pixley just joined in too from New York. Aw, nice to have you, sister, fellow pleasure activist. So, my friends, thank you for joining me in Hawaii. I had to share some of it. Can I beam some aloha your way? And Tina Forsyth just joined. Hi, Tina. One of my colleagues who's amazing at helping you create your team. And she created the whole area of becoming an online business manager, and also is really great around virtual assistants and is all around one of my favorite people. So I'm glad she's here too. So, beaming some aloha your way from Hawaii. I'm glad I got over my resistance to do the Facebook Live today. Tina waved as if she could see me. Hi, Tina. I can see you. Andrea joined in too. Awesome. Margaret says, thank you for taking us there. Gorgeous sounds. How lush is everything, right? Isn't it? That's why I was like, get over yourself and your resistance about doing the Facebook Live and just get on camera, would you? Like, share some of this. And I wonder if I can be graceful enough to turn it around a little bit. Let's see. The light will go. Hi, Lucia. Hi, Naya. Welcome. Look at this gorgeous. This is my view every day. Isn't that stunning? Hot tub in the back. Pool. Koi pond. Over here. And there's macadamia nut, 7 acres of macadamia nut trees and plumeria. And, what do you call them? Papayas. And, ooh, I lost my light. Papayas and avocados. I have to squat down to get back into my lens. So, anyway, it's been gorgeous to be here with you all. I promise to keep trying to get over my resistance to doing Facebook Lives and just show up and just press play and just talk and connect with people. The feminine loves that, right? And these are some of the places where, again, the masculine business would like top 10 reasons for blah, blah, blah and have it all figured out. But I don't. I'm in my feminine, and it's beautiful, and I wanted to share some of that and connect with some sisters. So, awesome. Hi, Jonathan Bender. Welcome. I love that the men have been showing up for this talk as well. So I'm going to sign out. I have a lot of calls. I'm connecting with so many amazing women about this event, Pleasure CEO Live, coming up, and we've been having these fascinating conversations about what we're each getting of what the feminine operating system looks like in business, because it's different. It's not the same as the masculine, and we need to open source that together. So I'm very excited by the process. So please, Pleasure CEO Live, check it out. We'd love to have you here. We'll continue the conversation tomorrow. Keep showing up if you feel called and follow your own turn on. For the rest of your workday, see if you can put some more pleasure into your day. A little dance break. Maybe you go pick a flower and put it behind your ears. Hi, Lucia. Thank you, sister. Maybe you take a nice bath that feels delicious. Maybe you go for a walk in nature. How can you bring more pleasure in? And then not even just more pleasure, but how can that feed your workday too? Like your busyness and what you're creating in the world. And you're nourishing the world with your work. So make sure you're nourished and not operating from a drained and exhausted place. So we'll continue the conversation tomorrow. Early bird tickets are going up tomorrow. So if you want to join in, please do. Pleasure CEO Live, I'll put the link around here in just a moment, and thanks for joining me. And I'll send some more aloha in the next few days. All right, aloha everyone. Take care.